Hello students, welcome to SSD Educational Classes and I am your instructor Kashish Mehra. Let's start with our new video, that is Principles of Scientific Management. In the last video, you have seen the top 6 schools of management and their contribution. Let's start with introduction. As we have seen in the last video, F.W. Taylor, that is Frederick Winslow Taylor, was known as the father of scientific management. He was an American mechanical engineer. He developed the scientific management theory. He experimented in the Midway Steel Company in the USA in the early 20th century. His scientific management is accepted initially in the USA and then European country, and slowly he had developed in all over the world. Due to his scientific approach toward the management, he is known as the father of scientific management. He has given mainly 6 principles. First is development of science for each part of men's job. Second is scientific selection, training and development of workers. Third is cooperation between management and employee. Fourth is division of responsibility. Fifth, mental revolution. And sixth, maximum prosperity for employer and employee. Let's study in details. The first principle says that the development of science for each part of men's job. It means he wants to say that to calculate the time required for by observing the employee, we should calculate the time in which or how much time an employee is doing his work. To determine how much work can be done by an employee by performing in a day, how much work an employee is doing in a day. To find out best way to do a particular job, how a particular job can be done. Instead of using trial and error method, we should use systematic way method, that is collection of data, analyzing of data, and then drawing a conclusion or taking decisions. In the next principle, he has explained about the scientific selection of people by giving them training and developing the workers. He had main focused on that the procedure of selection should be scientific. It means the selection should be done on the basis, not only the basis of judgment of a single person, but it should be done in the scientific way by taking different interviews or by taking different tests. By physical, mental and technical or other qualities required for the job should be clearly predefined. This makes the selection easier for the employer or top level of management. The employee should be selected on the basis of test and interview and not on the basis of judgment. The employee should be trained from time to time. According to their job, according to their capacity, they should be trained. The manager should provide opportunity for the development of worker and should give the better opportunity or capacities according to their capabilities. The manager should develop each employee in such a way that the employee should do his maximum efficiency and develop itself. Third principle is cooperation between management and employee. In the given to cooperation between the management and the worker and not to individual. It means they should focus on the work of management. They should cooperate with each other and they should not focus only on the individualism. The goal can be achieved effectively only by cooperation. By doing individualism or doing different way of working, they can't achieve their goals. The interest of the management and the worker should be one and the same. They should do each and every work with harmony. Next is division of responsibility. The nature and the role played by different level of manager and employee should be determined properly. If we predefine only what they have to do, they can do their work easily. The manager should give the responsibility of their planning, whereas the worker or employee should concentrate on the execution. There are two departments. Manager should focus on the planning and the worker should focus on the execution of that planning. The principle helps the employees to perform their best. Next is mental revolution. The manager should create a suitable working conditions for the employee so that they can work easily and comfortably. All the problems should be solved scientifically way. The employee should perform their job carefully with the devotion. The employee should be used their resources carefully. There should not be any wastage of resources. On the other hand, management should provide them fair remuneration and employees should be boosted with their morale by giving them different motivation. It should be financial motivation or it can be of non-financial motivation. And the last principle says that maximum prosperity for employer and employee. Each employee should give them proper opportunity to attain his highest efficiency. Each and every employee should get the opportunity, each and every employee should get the chance to develop themselves. The employee should give the maximum output, it is their responsibility, and there should be optimum utilizations of resources. There should not be the wastage of resources at all. These are 6 principles of scientific management. Hope you have understood it and everything properly. And if there is any doubt, you can ask. Thank you.